Hello, Accounting 740. Today I'm going to talk about my personal framework and how I am using that to get my master's of professional accounting. So I'm going to start with undergrad classes and discuss those a little bit, and then move into graduate classes and talk about how they're similar and different and what you gain from each of those. So, undergrad accounting as a freshman, you will start with Principles of Accounting 1 and Principles of Accounting 2. And this class is really, really basic. You don't really truly feel like an accounting major yet because everyone is in this class. All kinds of different majors are in this class. Most people can do this class. It's not crazy, it's not very hard. If you understand the basics of this class and you enjoy it, then honestly, I think from then out, you can do the entire accounting major. If it clicks and makes sense to you and you enjoy it at the principles level, you can get an accounting major. Now, if it makes sense and clicks to you, like most people in this graduate level, you're not here if you didn't have that experience. So I personally did have that experience, and it's very interesting because some people just don't think the way that we do and they just don't understand it, and that's fine because they're good at some stuff that we are not good at, and everyone's different. But in that class, it's really neat to see how you either think that this is a logical way of doing things or you don't, and it just doesn't make sense. And so accounting 1 and 2 is a good way to kind of understand, okay, I like this, it makes sense, this is fun. And then you move on from there. So if you feel that way in Principles 1 and 2, then that is a great, that means you're making a great decision of pursuing accounting. After Principles 1 and 2, you might feel like an all-star, but you will move to Intermediate Accounting 1 and 2, which will bring you down off your high horse. At least it did for me, because Intermediate Accounting 1 and 2, that to me is the hardest two classes in your accounting career. You go from very basic accounting, debits and credits, to bonds, lease accounting. I mean, you jump right in. And so it gets very complicated very quickly, and it's a very steep learning curve going from principles to intermediate. Intermediate is when most people will drop out of accounting because it's kind of the weed out class, or it was at my university. And so it's a very difficult class, and you will probably rethink your major during that class, but don't worry, everyone does it. You'll struggle and you'll get through it. You'll feel like you didn't learn as much as you should have, but that's where graduate comes in, fills in those holes, and that's also where the CPA exam comes in and fills those holes, because it is a mass amount of information that you're learning your sophomore year, and you don't totally feel prepared for it because you have only had principles. So you'll also have cost and accounting systems around the same time as intermediate. Cost, I thoroughly enjoy. A good cost accountant, I've learned in the marketplace, is a very valuable asset. Percentage of completion is truly an art. That is very difficult. Construction accounting, manufacturing, inventory, all of that is very complex, and to be really good at it is a really great skill. So if you really love cost, finding a great cost accounting job when you graduate would be a really great career if you truly enjoy it. I personally thought it was fun. I had cost accounting 1 and 2 in undergrad, and so I know a lot about it, and that is partially why my career has gone the way it has, because I'm an auditor. I'm a senior auditor, but I have a manufacturing specialty. So most of my clients are large manufacturers, construction, and a lot of that came out of understanding cost accounting right off the bat, when a lot of people don't. And so I kind of got put in that area because there's a need there. It's not as as a practitioner, the world of manufacturing is not as lucrative as healthcare. But like I said, there's not a lot of people that thoroughly understand cost accounting. And to be a manufacturer specialty auditor, you have to understand this side. And so if you enjoy that, either being in public accounting with a specialty in manufacturing construction or being a cost accountant, both are great career options. So accounting systems, I think, is something fairly new because my dad's a CPA. He didn't have it. My brother, he's 30. He didn't have it either. But it was required at my school. And anytime I've interviewed, employers have loved this. And so I think it's just because in today, anywhere I've worked, there is some incredible software. And this at least tells them that you may not have used the exact software they have, but this at least tells them that you have been exposed to it. And from what I understand, when you get hired, pretty much what they think of your undergraduate education is, okay, does this person have good grades? That shows they have a basic understanding. So if you have a good grade in accounting systems, that at least means that you have been exposed to software, that you understand it, and that you probably are a quick learner with it. And that is something that everywhere that I've had 3 jobs, and they have all really liked that I had this. I also had a management information systems minor, and they loved that too. And honestly, I don't know that much about computers, but I know more than just the average person. And so in today's workplace, that is really, really important. So tax and audit, I had that my junior year, and those are just really jumping into those 2 specific areas. You feel a little overwhelmed. You feel a little, especially in audit, because you haven't actually seen an audit. At least I hadn't. So it was hard for me to imagine what I was really learning. But tax, I knew a little bit about because I had jobs. I'd been working. And so that was better for me to understand. But these are really important. And if you're planning on taking the CPA exam, these are very important classes to have a good understanding in. Business statistics is a great general business class. I've never actually used any business statistics in my career. But it's helpful in reading research, and it's helpful in just being a well-rounded business professional. Finance is one of my favorite classes. If you love finance, that's great. That also is a great career. But finance, you would not think about actually how much it will be helpful in the CPA exam and accounting, but finance is heavy time value of money, and that is vital in understanding that to be a good accountant. And also you learn a lot about bonds, a lot about stocks. And at the time you might think, I don't really need to know any of this, but you will when you have publicly traded clients. And so that's actually a really important class, not only for finance majors, but for accounting majors. Legal environment of business and business law, I felt were kind of similar, and I loved both of them. I actually thought about going to law school and being a lawyer and a CPA, but these are really great, and they also will help you on the CPA exam for the reg section. And honestly, I remember a lot from those classes. And so some classes you feel like, man, I didn't get everything out of that. There was so much information. But that one I really feel like is very helpful because you learn a lot about the workplace and what you can and cannot do. And if you come across this in work, you know, what you do with that. And it's really helpful. Organizational behavior and theory and production operation management, both are very good in kind of helping you understand the business environment and what to expect when you're especially green in accounting and you're fresh out of school. It kind of helps you not seem so naive. If you have learned a lot from those classes, you understand more about the organization, the hierarchies, some basic behaviors you'll come across. So those are helpful. Marketing, I love marketing. I think we all think, oh, marketing, let's go design a billboard or make a commercial. But really, when you're in marketing, you learn that it is a very heavy research and data-based. And that's what I like. And I loved marketing. It's really, really a neat class. Micro and macroeconomics were my all-time favorite classes, and of electives, or not core accounting classes. But to this day, every day I use macro and micro knowledge, especially in audit analytics. You have to make projections, and then you compare them to real actual year-end results. And so without micro and macro, I would not be able to make realistic projections, because I would not know how the market is going to react. I have multiple oil company clients, and if I did not understand how the economy and markets were going to react to different things going on in the market, then I would not be able to make a very good projection at all. And then that projection is vital, because then I'm comparing it to my real results, and that's going into our audit. And so those classes are very practical in life, practical. You will use it every day in your profession. Calculus, I don't use every day, but I actually really like that USD's program required calculus, because calculus is hard and not a lot of people can do it. And so I feel like it makes the program just another level higher, just a higher esteem. And so I really like that that is a prereq here. Graduate, cost accounting, tax, accounting theory, topics in auditing, governmental and nonprofit, and advanced accounting. Again, pretty much everything that you had in undergrad, but on a whole entire deeper level. And it's not really about debits and credits anymore. It's really about understanding these topics completely from beginning to end. And that is why I have my CPA, but I wanted to get my master's, because I want to know as much as I can about why we're doing this, and the why, not the, I know the debits and credits. I want to know the theory behind it, and I want to understand deeper than the debits and the credits. And so that's why I am getting my master's degree, and that's what a graduate degree offers you in accounting. I have yet to do any debits and credits in this graduate program, and that's good. That's what I wanted. I wanted to write papers on very difficult topics, and that's what I wanted. And so I was really thrilled that that's what I got. All of these classes in the graduate will help you on the CPA exam. Those are all vital to your success on the CPA exam. And so governmental and nonprofit is the only thing that we didn't have as a prereq for this program. I did have that in undergrad, and I kind of thought everybody did. But now that I'm a practitioner, I see that many people don't have it. And if they did, they don't understand it at all. And so I'm really glad that I'm getting that on the graduate level as well again, so I can deepen my knowledge. I understood it and I enjoyed it in undergrad, but I can definitely get better in that area. So I'm really excited about that. So that is my overall framework. And I want to thank you for listening. And I really think that it's important to have a bachelor and a master's for the reasons I just discussed. Undergrad in summary, your debits and your credits. Graduate in summary, the why behind it, the deeper understanding of the details. And so putting those two things together really makes you a great practitioner or educator, if that's the realm you want to continue in. So thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.